All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into the trending topics of the day this morning, and let's find out what's on top of that trend list. As always, lots of talk online. So this is still from yesterday, in fact, XenophobiaZimbabwe, and it's still all coming from a talk that's happening. It's really conversations that take place on Twitter, and it's basically your spaces area, and that's what they're talking about. And it's just been such I suppose lots of things that are being said. People talking about, living in South Africa, being Zimbabwean, and some people just saying, I am Zimbabwean myself, living in South Africa. This is from Denny, Africa. But the dumbest thing my people are doing is fighting to stay in South Africa when they should be using that very energy to fix things back home. That's another question. Here's another one from Alu Namda. This is a tweet saying, what is hashtag put South Africans first actually asking for? 1, deport illegal immigrants or fix the borders. 2, hold employers accountable for employment of illegal immigrants. And 3, prioritize South Africans for jobs. All 3 of these things are already the law. So, that's just something someone else is talking to as well. And then I know there was a clip coming from, this is Gayton McKenzie, basically going and saying, there's no war in Zimbabwe. That's why they go home for December holidays. This year, they must go forever. This is another tweet coming from MapZA. So anyway, this is just a very, very difficult conversation, and it just seems to still be right up there and people talking to this. So yeah, all right, there we go. So that's the XenophobiaZimbabwe. You can go and read more about that. Then, of course, NSFAS, again, another topic that was trending yesterday and still trending, and it was that confusion around the story from NSFAS saying whether or not you have to get 75% to pass a subject for them to carry on paying you, or is it to pass 75% of your subjects? And I know NSFAS was coming out to explain this, and I'm still trying to see what it is that they actually came out to explain. But, this is quite a tough one, because a lot of people are just speaking about NSFAS and the kind of things that they do. This is from one of the Twitter users saying, NSFAS takes an average of 6 months to deliver book allowances, accommodation monies, meals, etc. And now they want to stand on a pedestal and speak about performance. I won't read the rest of it because of the swearing that lands up coming through on that one. So yeah, it's still just an issue with regard to NSFAS. And, again, another story coming, student bodies up in arms over this new pass rate. Accommodation fees also a big issue. So the media jumping onto this as well and still waiting. So they're basically saying that they need 75% of their modules to continue past before that, not to receive 75%. That's sort of the clarity that they're saying, but people are still worried about that. All right, next one. Let's move into another trend that is there this morning. Zondo. Well, here's just one of the names that's been come up as the 4 names that have come through to take over the position of Chief Justice. So his name's been shortlisted. The presidency let the names out, or they released the names last night, and his is just one of them. President Ramaphosa presenting 4 names to the JSC for the Chief Justice position, and Raymond Zondo, of course, Deputy Chief Justice, is among them. So that's just kind of what people were talking to, and Zondo obviously being the name that everybody will either, be talking to, and hear the other names in case you didn't hear them. So it will be Mbuyiseli Ndlanga, the Supreme Court President, Mandisa Maya, Gauteng High Court Judge President, Dunstan Mlambo, and the current Deputy Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo. So those are the names that have been put forward, and we'll see who it will be. And the other one, of course, is another story, and I think this is what's piggybacking on Zondo being the trending topic. There is a story coming out saying Acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo reportedly has until the 1st of January 2022 to submit the state capture report into the findings into state capture, and those recommendations will be handed to the president. So I think lots of traction being on that name. And then Kenny Kunene, gosh, Kenny Kunene. All right, so it seems like there's this whole issue happening between the EFF and I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on. But Kenny Kunene coming out, and it was really just one quote, I think, that now everybody's talking to, saying, and I'll take this from my colleague Samkele Maseko's tweet, saying, to quote, Kenny Kunene, the PA Deputy President, saying, I tell South Africans on why I really left the EFF because of this cockroach. I will deal with this little cockroach called Julius Malema. It's a loaded statement, what Samkele says, knowing the political history of that word. So it's just a whole thing happening. Julius spoke about him. He's speaking about Julius. Gayton got involved. So, yeah, let's stay away from it. But it is a trending topic. So if you want to have a look at it, that you can. And then finally, the last trending topic is Malaika. So the story goes, and I woke up this morning to everybody talking about Malaika and basically saying that Chedi Mkholo is announcing, or has announced, she's departing from the group Malaika. And then suddenly everybody's saying, really? Is Malaika still around? We didn't even know this. Such a major announcement, and we didn't even know that there was a Malaika around. So anyway, but that's the story, and that's why everybody's speaking about Malaika. But Chedi Mkholo leaving Malaika for good, and she's going to have a solo career now. And some people are just asking, gosh, that's this is Spamandla saying, probably the most shocking thing about this is that Malaika is still around. Well, there you go. All right. That's the end of the trending topics for you this morning. And let's get into the question of the day. Economy, that's what we're talking now. So we're getting away from all things Twitterati and going into the economy. And this is the story that'll take center stage. Of course, this afternoon we'll hear what happens. But this is what we're asking you, because economists are predicting or warning that South Africans need to buckle up even more, as many predict an interest rate increase on the cards after the South African Reserve Bank's MPC meeting. What are your thoughts? Can we handle this? Can we handle a interest rate increase at this time? Petrol is going up. Electricity is going up. We're not getting it, but it is going up. And the water is also a big situation. Everything is more and more expensive. Now it looks like interest rates may be increasing too. We want to hear from you. Give us your thoughts on this. Also, talking about this with our guest after the break. It's going to continue to be our conversation. So we'll get more of an economic perspective from this. Levin Gopal is our guest. Do stay tuned. We'll be in conversation with him. He, of course, is an economist and director at Merchant Africa. Stay tuned.